Welcome back to the channel. My name's Brian Kingsbury. Today we're going to do another Brian Reads the News segment. This one is brought to us by thesportster.com. It's titled The Prodigy, 10 Things UFC Fans Should Know About BJ Penn. It's by Cameron Miller, published January 15th, 2022. Let's get into it. It would be a shock to learn of a massive UFC fan who had never heard of the legendary fighter BJ Penn. While it's been hard for many MMA fans to watch him fight far past his prime, it can't be said that what he did in his career wasn't incredible. There are MMA fans who argue that BJ Penn helped change the way the entire world viewed not only the UFC, but MMA as a whole. A quick look at the UFC Hall of Famer's accomplishments speaks to how skilled he was. He not only set plenty of records in his day, but he also won both the UFC Lightweight Championship and the UFC Welterweight Championship. Plenty of different outlets named Penn as the Fighter of the Year in multiple years of his career as well. There's no shortage of incredible facts on BJ Penn. Fact 10. Anderson Silva believes he is one of the greatest fighters of all time. Many fans may be surprised to learn that BJ Penn has received one of the highest compliments a fighter can receive from one of the greatest fighters of all time. While Penn's biggest fans know how skilled he is, the vindication that Silva provided to them must have been something special. Anderson Silva has actually stated that fact a few separate times, while also generally being sure to acknowledge that there likely can never be simply one man that is at the absolute best. Regardless, a few people can bestow a compliment as incredible as that. Fact number 9, he was the first American gold medalist in the World Jiu-Jitsu Championships. Believe it or not, there was a time when what the best fighting styles in MMA truly weren't all that clear. While there was a wave of fighters that helped bring jiu-jitsu to the forefront of fighters' minds, BJ Penn was one of the biggest to do so. While Penn had actually been incredibly successful at the event in prior years, being the first American to win the black belt division of the competition is truly special. It's even more impressive when fans consider he hadn't been training since he was young. Fact number 8, Dana White credits him for lighter division popularity. BJ Penn may have lost a lot of his fan support as he continued to compete long past the point he probably should have stopped, but during his rise, he was one of the hottest stars in the UFC. The thing that was surprising was that he was popular in the lighter weight divisions. Penn's heart-filled performances against the likes of Matt Serra, Matt Hughes, and even Georges St. Pierre are all bouts that his biggest fans remember fondly. It speaks even more than he's given so much credit for what he's done, even in bouts he lost. Fact number 7, he started training surprisingly late. When fans bring up their favorite MMA competitors, it's likely that a majority of them began training in some form at a very early age. Many of the best fighters train as soon as they could walk, but Penn actually waited much longer to start. Penn didn't train seriously until he was 17 years old, thanks to his neighbor at the time. Penn would then go on to fall in love with BJJ and move on to America in order to train with some of the greatest MMA practitioners of all time. Fact 6, he was trained by the Gracies. If there is one family name that is synonymous with MMA, it's likely that most people would pick the Gracies as that name. The family is legendary across the world of MMA and even the UFC for a wide array of reasons. After he moved to the United States to pursue his BJJ dreams, Penn began working with Ralph Gracie to hone his craft. He would eventually earn his purple belt from Ralph during his few years of training with him. A few years of training with a Gracie is bound to help anyone become a BJJ expert. Fact number 5. It's believed he is one of the fastest progressing BJJ practitioners. Anyone who has trained in any form of MMA knows that fighters just don't progress through their belts overnight. The process of becoming a great practitioner can take some fighters multiple decades. If Penn's stated BJJ timeline is accurate, then that would mean that he managed to earn his black belt in only a handful of years. After earning the belt, Penn would then solidify his skill by winning the World Jiu-Jitsu Championships Black Belt Division. Many MMA practitioners may be shocked to learn that, but that just goes to show how skilled Penn is. Fact 4. He's written multiple books. There are many fighters who seek other avenues of employment once their prime fighting days are behind them, and BJ Penn is no different. While he may have continued fighting, that didn't stop him from pursuing other interests such as writing. While he has written the standard autobiography that many UFC fighters tend to release at some point, Penn has also released another book. He co-wrote a book to aid those learning MMA called Mixed Martial Arts, the Book of Knowledge. While his second book didn't make a big splash, his autobiography was on the New York Times bestseller list. Fact 3. He's expressed interest in running for governor. There are many UFC fans that love BJ Penn both for his incredible skill and never say die attitude. It seemed that he may be looking to bring his incredible heart to the world of politics in the very near future. Whether he does end up running or not, Penn has at least expressed some level of interest in running to be the governor of Hawaii. It's not all that surprising when fans remember how much love and respect a fighter has for his home state, but anytime a fighter gets involved in politics is bound to be a bit of a surprise. Fact 2. He's had more than a few legal issues. More often than not, it can feel like it's rare to find MMA fighters that don't deal with some kind of legal trouble throughout their career. There are many that are die-hard fans of Penn, but his history has likely turned more than a few fans away from the incredible fighter. While he has had some issues that are hard to find the details on, many of his confirmed troubles come from issues with alcohol. The issues with alcohol unfortunately seem to lead Penn to make poor decisions that end up with him in various physical altercations with those around him. And finally, fact 1. He holds a special honor in the UFC rankings. Holding any kind of record or distinction for a promotion like the UFC is incredibly tough. The promotion only works with the best of the best, and most of the time records seem impossible to overcome. Penn is the only fighter in UFC history to hold the distinction of being ranked as the #1 fighter in both the lightweight and welterweight divisions at the same time. He managed to earn that distinction by defeating two greats in Matt Hughes and Takanori Gomi in back-to-back bouts. Alright, there you have it, the prodigy. 10 things UFC fans should know about BJ Penn. If you guys enjoyed this video, please give this video a like. And if you really enjoyed this content, consider subscribing to the channel.